welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Of the Falcons. This guy's got the season started on the right foot. A home victory in the season opener. On the other sideline, it is the Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell. His guys, on the other hand, couldn't pull one out last week in the opener, so they're looking for their first win at home here in week 2.
Bradley Pinion.
The punter, Bradley Pinion, will handle kickoff duties. And off we go here on Sunday Night Primetime. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So the Vikings come out. Technically, it is year 2 for J.J. McCarthy, but really it's year 1. Did not play at all in the regular season last year with the knee injury. The former Michigan Wolverine, the quarterback of the Vikings.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 5. They'll put Addison in motion. He'll run. This is Jordan Mason. He'll push forward for about a yard. Xavier Watts there to bring him down.
He's taken down at the
3rd down and 3.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. The rookie from Georgia, Jalen Walker, working his way in to record the very first sack of his NFL career.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
The Falcons come out there led by Michael Penix, the second-year quarterback out of Washington. They're taking over late last year and winning the job as the Atlanta starting quarterback.
Really solid all-around performance last week, Mike, and I think the biggest factor that led to the win is his ability to continue to protect the football. He executed the offense, ran it exactly how they designed all week in practice. Now, it might not have been earth-shattering performance statistically, but they got the win. He can continue to play that style of ball. It's going to be a tough group to match up.
There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd down and 6. From the gun, here is Penix. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
So as a saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains. Right there for this corner, Mike. I mean, to stay disciplined with his technique throughout the entire play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards.
17 yards, the gain there. First down, Atlanta.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it. We had a chance to talk with the defensive coordinator. He said they stressed all week to their pass rush. Flush the quarterback to his right. As a lefty, that's not the natural side most guys want to go, but in this case, he gets away with it. But that's something they're going to want him to do the rest of this game.
That screen goes for 12, and that's a first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. I think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last. I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved a touchdown along the way.
He finds Darnell Mooney for the catch. And he's into the end zone. Darnell Mooney. Touchdown Atlanta. That's his first touchdown of the new year.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate. Great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
The Vikings offense ready to possess the football for the second time. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. You play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this weekend.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two, one bad play to turn into two. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good, and there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
Brings up second down at the 49-yard line.
They'll run here. This is Ty Chandler. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
So the key to these off-tackle style run plays, Mike, is you can't allow penetration. You cannot allow the defenders to get in your backfield, because when they do, the play really has no chance and you end up going backwards.
Here's Hawkinson in motion. On third and long, here's McCarthy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So anytime you find yourself in third and long, it's hard to really be unpredictable as a play caller, because the defense knows it's most likely going to be a pass. They understand where the down and distance markers are, and there's really nowhere for him to go with the ball, and he has to throw it away.
Oh, looked like he may have been seen for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he's going to be out of bounds. Up past the 35. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down.
Well, really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 8.
From the 44-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. Oh, what a run. Down inside the 30-yard line. That one good for 29.
If you have a shot to bring him down early, you just can't miss, Mike. Not against a runner like this. If he slips that first tackle, you can see how much more he can add to a run.
On the carry, this is Tyler Algier. Oh, the ball's out. The Vikings have got it. And now, following the turnover, we have an injured player on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Throwing here on 1st and 10 is McCarthy.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
Now he takes off, and they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Give him 11 on the scramble to give them a new set of downs. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. A run. And here's Mason. Had to push through that one tackler, but he is wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Off the play fake, it's McCarthy into the familiar hands of Justin Jefferson. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. So we are through one here on Sunday Night Primetime. It's the Falcons with the early lead. More from the Twin Cities in a moment. Vikings football as we begin this 2nd quarter, as they've got it with 1st and 10.
Okay, break.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. Set up the screen with Hawkinson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. From the 20, here's 2nd and 4.
At the 20-yard line.
They'll put Addison in motion. On the ground is Mason. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning 1st and 2nd down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in 3rd and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
On 4th down, it's Will Reichard time for this Viking field goal. This one from 39 yards out. Reichard's kick is good. And the Vikings are on the board. It's 7-3.
I can tell you firsthand, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line.
The Falcons take over.
The Falcons offense and Tyler Algier getting ready to go back to work. So, Greg, let's pull back big picture and talk NFC South for a second, a division that you know so well. We've got teams that have been to the Super Bowl in the last 15 or so years out of this division. Yet people overlook it at times. And maybe they've overlooked how good Tampa's been the last 4 years, too.
Well, it's funny, Mike. You think it wasn't very long ago that the NFC South was the toughest division in football. I mean, you mentioned Super Bowl teams. Tampa Bay won one recently with Brady.
And he's going to have to eat this one. And down he goes. Jonathan Grenard. He gets in to drop him for his 1st sack of the young season. Now Penix on third, and this drive is over before it can start. Swallowed up to force fourth down.
And now he's just single-handedly taking over this drive, Mike. I mean, they better find a way to neutralize him before he does more damage. Get more bodies on him, take the protection to him. Either way, just get a block.
Oh, the coverage was great. They gave him no room to operate and made him pay for catching the ball. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. Greg, the NFC North has become such a fun division over the last few years. Think of the geography and the legacy. It's always been because of the proximity, a fun division with great rivalries. But with almost all the teams playing well, save the Bears over the last few years, it's almost heightened the awareness of how good the NFC North can be.
Yeah, I think going into the season, I make the argument it's the best division in football. And I think when the worst team, I know they were 5-12 with the Chicago Bears, but to me, there's a lot of wins built in there. Now they bring in Ben Johnson. They continue to build around Caleb Williams. That feels like there's a lot more wins built into that 5-12 record if they just get themselves organized and get some pieces around Caleb Williams, and that's what they've done. So, yes, Detroit and Minnesota, Green Bay, they've clearly been the top three for the last couple years, but if Chicago and that roster, if that's your fourth best team in your division, man, I'll tell you what, those are going to be some really competitive division games this year.
And I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the length of the franchises, but when these divisions go head-to-head, there always is a legacy feel that just is additive to the anticipation of those matches.
Yeah, I mean, every one of these franchises has significant history for a lot of different reasons. They have Hall of Fame players, Hall of Fame coaches. Some of the most iconic individuals in the history of the league have played for these four organizations over the last 50-plus years. So there's so much into it, more than just the matchup on the field in that moment. And you can feel it with how much the fan bases rally behind their team.
He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Here's Bijan Robinson. And the Falcon offense set for their next drive. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes number one, and then obviously Richard Shore and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, a Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville,
in trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Greg Wilson getting in there to bring him down. His first sack of the season. Work to do now as they come up on second and long. From the gun, it's Penix. And this will be incomplete.
you know, Mike, there's the saying in the NFL, take what the defense gives you. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you have to force a ball downfield. Show the defense you are willing to take big shots. Even though they weren't able to connect, it's going to have an impact the rest of the game. And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
Whose kick is good. And the Falcons extend their lead to 10-6.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Vikings offense make their way out to take over once more. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the Passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags. They'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid, week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, and a throw from McCarthy. Hayden Ellis in there to bring him down. And that's his first sack of the year.
2nd and 16.
McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. That's to the left side and taken in by Jefferson. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Makes it 3rd and 14.
McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball. And it is 4th down. Here's Ryan Wright now as he is on to punt for Minnesota. And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Here's Bijan Robinson. And the Falcon offense set for their next drive. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked the touchback, they got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread. But now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. And you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't got to stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If the game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
Now Penix to throw on second down. That's complete to McLeod. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. Falcons go ahead and take their second timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Left side in the hands of London. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. Now whistles. Timeout. 3 seconds left in this first half. Out is Younghoe Koo to try the field goal. This will be a 41-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Falcons going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. We enjoyed it so much last week, the EA folks said, hey, come back, let's do it again. So here we are, week 2. Let's get after it. Our journey through the NFL starts now. And it begins at Arrowhead, the Chiefs at home to take on the defending champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. And this is not exactly a thing of beauty, but it'll do the job. He's going to take this one in, 11 yards on the touchdown run. From there, we go to Indianapolis. We'll check in on the Colts as they host the Denver Broncos. And this is Tyler Boyd. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Broncos get their first win of the year, and they had to earn it, too. They get the road victory. Lastly, let's go out to the desert, Glendale, Arizona. The Cardinals taking on the Carolina Panthers. And it's the second-year man, Trey Benson. Gets past the line of scrimmage, gets room, gets it in. 22 yards on the touchdown. The Cardinals are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. With that, we give you a look at the rest of the early games and games still in progress here in Week 2 of the NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half. As we send you back out to the broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. This is still anyone's game here. The team can come out with a hot hand. The second half is about to get underway. Ray McLeod on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Here's Bijan Robinson and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in Week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has an ability to kind of build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing, and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch.
On 3rd down, Penix. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Vikings offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Throw across his body is complete. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. one, good for 26 yards. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35.
Off the bootleg, it's McCarthy. Get this complete, it's Addison again. And they'll get about half what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself
In trouble, and down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Here's a 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's McCarthy. He'll let this go deep for Jefferson. And that is incomplete. The intended receiver was Justin Jefferson. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. So they send in Will Reichert for this field goal try. This is going to be from 53 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Vikings will cut the lead down to 4. Reichert had the field goal a moment ago. Back out now to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. Not much happening there. Just a short game.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Robinson. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
The best linebackers at this level, Mike, they have all the physical attributes. That's a given. But it's really their instincts. It's their ability to dissect and predetermine where the ball is going before the ball is even snapped. And you could see with how fast he met the back at the point of attack, he knew exactly what play was coming. Another great throw, and that's been the story as you check out these numbers. I mean, he has done everything this team has asked of him and more.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll run with Robinson. Finding room to the 20. And he'll take this one in. Bijan Robinson. Touchdown Falcons. His first touchdown of the new campaign. On is Coop for the point out. It's up and through. And the Falcons will extend this 3rd quarter lead.
Vikings 9.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. Isaiah Rodgers now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Vikings offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Up the sideline to the 40. And he's out of bounds up beyond the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 21 yards. And the Vikings 1st down.
They'll fake the give, and now it's McCarthy. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
There was no hesitation from the quarterback. From the jump, he knew where he wanted to go with that ball, but still leads to an incompletion. They're just still not quite on the same page.
And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
What you see there is really the key to a good free safety blitz. Time the snap so that the offense cannot determine that you're rushing. It's exactly what happened here. He's able to bring the ball carrier down for a loss.
He's going to let one fly for Addison.
I think when he goes back and watches this film, that's certainly going to be a ball he wishes he could get back. He puts a little too much air on it, and they're able to make a play, and they get themselves off the field.
Falcons offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Out of the shotgun, it's Penix. Open man down the field, it's McLeod. What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another first down.
First down, Atlanta.
Mike, what we're seeing play out across the NFL is that if offensively it requires you to go the length of the field in a long, methodical drive, your chances of coming away with points continue to go.
Robinson hit. He's lost the ball. And the defense comes up with a big turnover. Maybe this will turn this game around.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
A loss of 6.
And he stood tall in the pocket, hoping something would open up downfield. But this pass rush, they've been relentless in their pursuit of the quarterback, and they're able to bring him down for a sack.
Throwing on second down is McCarthy. He takes off. Well, they'll get some of the sack yards back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
By Mike Hughes. It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 9.
To throw is McCarthy. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. They get 12 yards on that pass. It'll be a Vikings first down.
Every team in the league practices these situations every single day. That's a critical third down, Mike. So now with this fresh set of downs, they got to just take a deep breath. Now you're really not so much playing against your opponent as much as you are playing against this clock.
And they'll get that pass is what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. And you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Play action now. It's McCarthy. That's into the hands of Jordan Mason. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for a Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 40.
They'll run. This is Mason. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
And that's a good game there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
Brings up
Here's 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, and here's McCarthy. Throw on the run is complete, and he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. So, 3 quarters now in the books, and Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. So now, out comes the field goal unit in this pressure spot. This to get back to a 1-possession game. And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within one score.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Here's Bijan Robinson, and the Falcon offense set for their next drive. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. They'll throw on first down with Penix. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So, from the 37, here's second down and 4. They run over center with Robinson. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. 16-yard pickup on that one. It's good for a Falcon first down.
And what's that one thing you hear from coaches all the time, Mike, right? Finish strong, and he's doing just that. His numbers here in this one, they have been terrific. But he's going to give you a full 4 quarters, and I think at this point in the game, he knows there's even more yards to be had.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the gun, here is Penix. That'll be caught by the running back Robinson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They hit another 17. Back-to-back plays of 17 yards. And another first down. And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
He brought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away. Andrew Van Ginkel. He's able to force the big loss on the sack, and it sets up third and long. From the gun on third down, here's Penix. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. They get the conversion on third down. It was a gain of 27. Down at the 12. It's first and 10. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
And that play took a little long to develop. They stopped it for no gain at the 4.
No gain on the play.
Running back looked a little unsure of himself on that carry there, Mike. You have to think back to that fumble earlier in the game. How much is that still weighing on his mind? He didn't really seem to attack that hole like we've seen in the past. He gets stopped for no gain.
And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Michael Penix. Touchdown, Atlanta. He's got another one. His second touchdown of the evening. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year, this is the start that every team dreams about. This is what you work for all off-season long to start your season and build some early momentum. Gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of this season plays on.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return is Rodgers. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll put Addison in motion. Drive will start on the ground. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd down at the 30-yard line.
Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. That's caught left side by Hawkinson. That's catch number 5 tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
That's good.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Up the middle they go. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
Made back at the 44-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. Open man downfield, it's Addison. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
It's a gain of 23 yards. And the Vikings 1st down.
McCarthy now to throw on 1st and 10. That's caught by Jefferson on the right side. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
That's another Vikings 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 14.
Jefferson's got it coming around. And he tries to get to the edge, but cannot. Good job by the defense. No gain.
No gain on the play. 2nd and
McCarthy to the air on 2nd down. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. There's a 3rd down and 4.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd
The
and
shotgun. It's a throw for McCarthy. That one is caught in the back of the end zone. Josh Oliver. Touchdown, Minnesota. And now it's a 9-point game. So they'll go for just 1 here. The kick here is good, so they are back within a possession. That gets it down to an 8-point game. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
the Falcons take
The Falcons offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. 1st down and 10.
Ready up. Let's go now.
And here comes Robinson on a toss to the right. Robinson hit. He's lost the ball.
You can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
A carry now for Chandler. Able to slip one tackle, but not another. Will be fortunate to get this one back to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It's now 3rd and 4.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Important moment here. 3rd down and 4. They'll drop to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Getting the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback. And he's going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down, it would appear. Yes, he does, by a full yard. They get the conversion on 4th and 2. Looking to throw, McCarthy. And he will wisely just get rid of this one and set up 2nd and goal.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2-minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that 1st down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder.
A short one taken by Hawkinson. And the defense trying to tighten down here. They're going to hold him to a gain of 3. And that's going to set up 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. And this will be a touchdown. They are within a 2-point conversion of coming back to tie this game. Big spot here for the Vikings. They'll try to add on the 2-point conversion.
Will line up for the
McCarthy going to look to throw again. And he is going to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion works. And we've got ourselves a tie game. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in that landing zone, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. The Falcons offense ready to get back at it. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive that starts with 1st down. From the gun, it's Penix. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. Now a timeout at Atlanta. That's their 1st. They get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in the 4th. Here's 2nd down. They'll throw. It's Penix. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big 3rd down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have 4th down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to 1st and 10. Penix going to throw again. Rolling to the left. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a 1st down. Falcons go ahead and take their 2nd timeout as the clock is stopped with 21 seconds to go in the game. Now the lefty Penix on 1st down. Over the middle. It's made by Mooney. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Sensational stats in this one, and now that pass gets him over 300 yards on the evening. And now they're going to get the timeout. A huge play has them in field goal range with a chance to win this one. Here comes Younghoe Koo in a pressure spot. This to win the game. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Here comes Younghoe Koo in a pressure spot. This one he's got to have. This kick is good. And it's celebration time. A walk-off victory on the game's final play. So it's a win for the visiting Falcons. They get the victory here, away from home, to run their early season record to 2-0. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Minneapolis.